And newly released text messages show State Department officials working behind the scenes to jumpstart investigations into Joe Biden and his son Hunter and the 2016 election. One America's Marty Golingan has more on those documents.
The Democrat chairman of 3 House committees released a series of text message transcripts which appear to detail U.S. ambassadors working together to push Ukraine officials to commit to investigations tied to Hunter Biden and the 2016 election. The mainstream media appears to be focused on parts where it shows State Department officials discussing withholding Ukrainian security assistance.
I can tell you that any comments that would indicate that there was some nefarious purpose on behalf of this president was not backed up by the facts today.
According to the text, on September 9th, 2 days before the U.S. aid was released to Ukraine, U.S. Ambassadors Gordon Sondland and Bill Taylor spoke about reservations Taylor had about the move. Taylor says, quote, "The message the Ukrainians and the Russians we send with decision on the security assistance is key. With the hold, we've already shaken their faith in us. Thus, my nightmare scenario." Taylor texts again, "Counting on you to be right about the interview, Gordon." Gordon responds, "I never said I was right. I said we are where we are, and I believe we have identified the best path forward. Let's hope it works." 10 minutes later, Taylor texts back, "As I said on the phone, I think it's crazy to withhold security assistance for help with a political campaign." Hours later, Sondland replies and says, "I believe you are incorrect about President Trump's intentions. The president has been clear, no quid pro quos of any kind. The president is trying to evaluate whether Ukraine is truly going to adopt the transparency and reforms that President Zelensky promised during his campaign. I suggest we stop the back and forth by text if you still have concerns. I recommend you give Lisa Kenna or S a call to discuss them directly. Thanks." Republicans who first saw the text messages, which were turned over by former Ukraine Special Envoy Kurt Volker, says there is no sign of any wrongdoing.
If you read the transcripts, you will understand that not only did Ambassador Volker, but ultimately the people involved with some of those decisions realized that the aid was not being withheld for any particular purpose. In fact, it was very ambiguous, and much to the chagrin of some of you here today, I think the Ukrainians actually found out that the aid was being withheld from Politico, and we found that out today, and I think that that's okay to share.
Other key points from the text detail the State Department's coordination with Rudy Giuliani to push Ukrainian President Zelensky to sign a document committing to investigating corruption allegations into officials associated with the DNC server hack, as well as reopening probes into the Bidens. Volker, Taylor, and Sondland worked to get Zelensky's top advisor to draft a statement pledging to root out corruption. When the Ukrainian advisor agreed, Giuliani privately told the U.S. diplomats a broad pledge was not good enough, and Zelensky would need to specifically call out Burisma and CrowdStrike. The American ambassadors then said they were ready to discuss dates for a White House meeting as soon as the advisor confirmed Zelensky would make a public statement on the agreement. The Ukrainian aide keeps pressing for a confirmation date for a Washington visit before committing to making a public statement, announcing the revamped investigations. After President Trump canceled his trip to Ukraine at the end of August, Taylor texts Sondland, "Are we now saying that security assistance and White House meeting are contingent on investigations?" Sondland responds, "Call me."
I think when we look at the Bidens being investigated, it was very clear that they were never investigated as it relates to their involvement or lack thereof. I don't want to speak for the ambassador, but certainly he has a strong opinion and believed very much in all public servants, and that would include Joe Biden.
The Democrat chairs allege the text messages are evidence the president abused his power by pressuring the Ukrainian government to agree to reopen investigations into American political opponents. However, critics are not satisfied with the Democrat agenda against the president and are demanding all text message transcripts and documents to be released and not cherry-picked from the majority. Marty Golingan, One America News.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.